Absolutely, Miss Roberta. Well, we are so excited to have you here. We're excited for this podcast. If you guys don't know, we've been talking about this for several months, and Miss Roberta has actually wanted to be doing her podcast for some time now. Just didn't know how to kind of, put it all together and bring it to fruition. But here we are. We're excited about this. We're excited for the future of it, and the guests you're going to have, the stories that you're going to share. I mean, it is going to be extremely intriguing. And so at the end of the day, we so appreciate you having us and helping us and showing us. So here we go, Miss Roberta. What is one thing about your journey to recognition that might surprise people?
Well, my journey to recognition, I'm still on it. And yeah, I think the thing that might surprise you is that you can in life you can just keep starting and restarting and changing direction, and it's totally free, at least here in the U.S., to just make changes throughout your life. And so this is new for me, this podcast. So I'm really excited about this new venture. And I don't know. I think that's surprising. It surprises me that I just keep doing all these new things, and I'm really, really thrilled to be able to do that, to be able to discover the the metaverse and meet so many amazing people and learn so much about technology. And yeah, if I can do it forever, actually. So
I love it.
I
love it. And, go ahead.
Go
ahead.
Well, yeah, I think that everybody in the metaverse kind of feels the same way. We're all just kind of thrilled by all the changes that are occurring so fast. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah. And, well, we're going to continue to talk about, the metaverse. You being one of the first to put your podcast in the metaverse, what would you share with people about the metaverse? When somebody asks you what the metaverse is, what is your explanation to them?
Well, I tell them that at first I tell them how awesome it is, and then people ask me what's different between Metaverse and Zoom, and sometimes it's a little hard to explain it, and because you're just immersed, and the people that are there with you are immersed in it with you, and everybody's seeing everything in three-dimensionally, and it's like no matter where they are in the world, that they're right there in the room with you. And that's so different than just sitting on Zoom. It's a completely different experience, but I think I would say you've got to try it. You know it. It's one of those things that you just really don't know unless you try it. To me, it's the closest thing to dreaming together, as if you were sharing a mutual dream. And yeah, I love it. Definitely try it.
Yeah. And not only that, we share with people all the time that, this creates a better experience than the Zoom that you were talking about. And sometimes people say, well, I don't know if we're going to lose human touch being in the metaverse compared to, our social audio rooms that you've been a part of. And then metaverse, which one would you feel that you have more in touch or engagement with? And even Zoom.
Oh, more the metaverse or Zoom or what?
Or like a social audio room, like a Clubhouse or like a LinkedIn audio. Which one do you feel more comfortable?
Oh, absolutely, in the metaverse and VR. I mean, with the headset, it's thrilling, and you get to. I mean, there's lots of people I've never met in person, but I feel like I did. I can't even remember if I can't tell. So yeah, it's completely different. It's you can really engage. You can the communication is totally it's real life. It's like a real life communication. It's not distant. It's up close.
Absolutely.
Sorry, love. I love that, Miss Roberta. I think it's sorry. Let me get my volume control over here. My bad. The part of just metaverse and the ability to be here, like all of us right now, everybody who's in here, we're all around the world. And the beauty of being able to have a community and build that community and share the community, as we share within each other and support each other, and being able to be here and having, Metaverse host your podcast, or being able to host your podcast in Metaverse allows for a boundless opportunity. And so, my question for you is, who were some of the early influence in your art and the digital world? Like, how did people throughout your life shape what you're doing now as an artist?
Wow, that's a big question. Well, I mean, I had people throughout my life that told me that I was artistic, and that bought me art supplies and things like that. And I just kind of didn't pick it up until way later in life. And but I feel like they influenced me. I carried that with me. I was influenced by various friends and relatives to get involved in business. My father was in business, and I used to go, to the office with him when I was a little girl. I have a lot of people in my family in show business. My mother and father were in musical theater, and when I was a little girl, I'd sit in the audience, and I'd watch the plays, them rehearse over and over and over and over again. And they would have lots of parties with all their show business friends. My brother is an actor, a brilliant actor, and of course that's inspiring. And so I just always doodled, and well, I don't know. One day I just thought I want to put color to these doodles, and I just started painting, and it was a natural for me. But it was a whole lifetime of influence that's in this art, and being involved in in filmmaking and all the interesting places I went and people I met. Yeah, it's in every one of my paintings.
I love that, Miss Roberta. Like you said earlier, journey's not over. So there's going to be more people coming in to influence that. But I think, as we all know, as we go through life, there's so many times and opportunities that we have, and people that are in our life that make an impression and shape our future. And so that's, a beautiful, beautiful, share there about, who has influenced you to this point and how you're getting here. So, we guys, I can tell you my proper English is at work today, guys. So we today are here, and we want to go ahead and share our screen and bring to you the actual podcast that Miss Roberta has already pre-recorded, and then we've already got it up into an amazing video that we're going to pop up here in a second. And watch this. Miss Roberta, did you want to add anything before we get that started?
Just that this is an introductory podcast. I'm not interviewing anybody on it, and I will be, of course, talking to lots of people, lots of interesting people, and I really love doing that, and I'm so excited to learn about these people and how their travel on the road to recognition. So, but this tells a little bit about it, about what I'm doing and what's coming up. So let's go. Thank you.
I love it. Go ahead and play. It's about 7 minutes long, so not too bad for your first episode. And here we go, guys. Get this.
So you can make the screen a tad bigger, love.
In a world where passion meets recognition and dreams grapple with the reality of fame, one journey illuminates the myriad paths to greatness. Welcome to Kiss of Fame, a podcast where the stories of ambition, perseverance, and personal triumph are told by those who dare to reach for the stars. Greetings, dreamers, doers, and innovators. I'm Roberta Pacino, here to navigate the vast seas of creativity, recognition, and the complex dance with fame. Whether you're an artist, entrepreneur, scientist, or advocate, Kiss of Fame is your haven for genuine stories of grit, inspiration, and sometimes the hard truths of seeking the spotlight. Through intimate conversations with those who've carved their niches, from hidden gems to luminaries in their fields, we uncover the essence of what it takes to rise above the noise. We delve into the magic that drives their passion, the relentless pursuit of success, and the courage required to stay true to one's vision in the face of fame. But this isn't just about the glitz and glamour, it's about the journey. The triumphs, the setbacks, and the moments that define us. From the first spark of ambition to the accolades that follow, every step has its story, and we're here to share those stories with the world. Kiss of Fame isn't merely a podcast, it's a dialogue. A dialogue about the art of achievement, the impact of recognition, and our endless quest for significance in our work and in our lives. So, if you're in search of motivation, guidance, or companionship on your path to recognition, join us. Explore the lives and minds of those who've made their mark and uncover what it truly takes to earn that kiss of fame. It's not just about making art, it's about sparking conversations. Welcome to Kiss of Fame. Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and let's embark on this remarkable journey together.
You're listening to Kiss of Fame with Roberta Pacino, where every step on the creative journey to recognition unfolds. Stay tuned as we explore the paths to the spotlight, the stories behind the applause, and the personal milestones that define success. Whether it's a whisper of notoriety or a roar of acclaim, join us as we celebrate the voices of creativity and fame. Hi, and welcome to Kiss of Fame with Roberta Pacino. I'm Roberta, and like many of you, I've seen the allure of fame up close. It's a world that's fascinated me, from the sidelines of Hollywood to the everyday heroes in our communities. Fame isn't just for the stars on the red carpet, it touches all of us in different ways. Whether it's the local baker known for the best bread in town, or my own experiences in the glow of my family's fame. These stories shape us. In this podcast, we'll explore those stories. You'll hear from people who've dreamed big, scored big, and even those who've had their moment and watched it fade. I'll share my personal take on these stories, and together we'll uncover the heartbeat of success and the shadow of fame. I want you to come along on this adventure. We're going to meet incredible people, share laughs, maybe a few tears, and get real about what fame means in our world today. If you're curious about the spotlight, or if you've ever felt its warmth or chill, hit subscribe and join me every week for a new tale of Kiss of Fame. Share this with someone who loves a good behind-the-scenes story, and let's get ready for an amazing ride. Thank you for joining me today. Next time we'll kick things off with a special guest whose story might just surprise you. I'm Roberta Pacino, and this is Kiss of Fame. As the curtain falls on today's Kiss of Fame, we're reminded that fame isn't just a spotlight. It's a journey, an experience, and sometimes a teacher. We've shared stories and unraveled the threads of recognition that weave through lives, seen and unseen. Remember, whether you're in the glare of the public eye or shining in your corner of the world, your story is important. Keep living, keep striving, and who knows, maybe one day we'll be sharing your story here too. Join us next time for more tales of passion, perseverance, and the many faces of fame. If today's journey has moved you or sparked a curiosity, let that feeling lead you to action. Subscribe to Kiss of Fame, leave a review, and follow us on social media to join a community that celebrates the artistry and humanity behind the fame. I'm Roberta Pacino, and you've been listening to Kiss of Fame. Until our paths cross again, keep creating, keep inspiring, and remember, every kiss of fame leaves a lasting impression.
Hello. And welcome. I'm Roberta Pacino, and I'm thrilled to invite you into my world of art here in the Metaverse and through my podcast, Kiss of Fame. Each piece of art and every episode is a conversation waiting to unfold. As we wander through these virtual halls, you'll encounter enchanting landscapes, whimsical creatures, and stories of ambition, perseverance, and triumph. From anthropomorphic animals on mystical adventures to empowered individuals radiating strength, we uncover the essence of creativity and the relentless pursuit of success. Whether it's a painting that stirs magic within you or a podcast episode that delves into the complexities of fame, every creation invites you into a realm of fantasy and inspiration. Visit my Etsy shop for prints and gifts, and join me on Kiss of Fame for genuine stories of grit and the art of achievement. Visit robertapacino.io to subscribe to my podcast and shop my Etsy store to expand your collection. Let's embark on this remarkable journey together. Enjoy your exploration, and remember, every visit is an adventure, and every piece of art and story is a doorway to a magical conversation. See you soon.
Boom. Awesome. 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 And so, boom. So I love it. I love it. So, Miss Roberta, what inspired you to really, do the Kiss of Fame? When was that moment that you said, you know what, I'm going to do a podcast?
Okay, the moment I said I'm going to do a podcast. Oh gosh, it wasn't very long ago. I think I remember what it was. I think it's just I want to. It was the moment I realized that I have a voice. I want people to hear it. In the moment I realized that I've held back in hearing my voice, and it was when I realized that what the time, if anybody's going to hear me, then it's time to start talking. So that wasn't very long ago. I've been kind of silent for my whole life. The things have changed. So,
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Does anybody else want to ask Miss Roberta any questions? Now is the time to do so.
This is it. That's me.
All right. Well, we'll give other people to come up with some questions. And if you guys want to, remember, on your computer, hit the top left button. Did you have a question? Mexicali, I believe you came off mic. Did you have a question?
Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah, loud and clear.
Thank you. Hi, Roberta. This is Max.
Hi. How are you?
You know what? I'm too blessed to be stressed. And congratulations, Roberta, because it's exciting what you're doing. You're bringing the art to people. You're bringing the lifestyle with motivation and inspiration to people. With the new podcast, and it's a beautiful thing that you're doing for the art. So I definitely want to commend you on that. I'm sorry for the static, but go ahead, Ms. Patino.
Well, I was just going to thank you for that, and I feel the same way about you. And you're the kind of person that I would want to talk to and find out, what's motivating you, what makes you keep going, and what are you reaching for? You'll have to answer those questions for me sometime.
Ms. Pacino, I'm telling you right now, it's literally what you're doing right now, because everything that we do as people, I believe that it's really just for others. There's every blessing, every opportunity that we get, if we really think about it, it really does actually, manifest itself, for other people. You know what I mean? So anything that we get, anything that we do, it really is what we do for each other as people on this planet. And that's why the more that we come together, as far as with art, through conversation, through the repetition, that's that's needed, that's necessary. Because like Einstein said, if you repeat the same thing over and over, expecting different results, that's insanity. But anybody that's successful would definitely tell us all that it's the repetition of successful minds and successful traits that has actually accomplished people through different journeys, through the different ventures. And it's exciting to be able to know that when you're going to be speaking to some of these people, the successful people that have actually, acquired success, it's nobody gets success just because it's given to them. Everything has to be earned. And so what inspires me is the people that are actually telling the people like us, like myself, how exactly they did it, but in such a way that it's real to us, where it's not just trying to hold back as far as like, sometimes people know where the water well is, as far as what's going to actually make that person overcome their fears, overcome their, their anxieties, overcome those humps, those walls, that's going to be able to get them over that. Sometimes they may not want to share that out of, I wouldn't say jealousy of others, but more or less, sometimes people don't want to show their fear, or people don't want to show their vulnerabilities. But for the people like yourself and for others that, that do openly share with people out of passion, it's that's the real inspiration. It's not just about motivational talks or things that we hear. That's just that's going to change things. Especially today, where it's like the conversations sometimes are frivolous. You know what I mean? But when there's something that is going to be told to a person, as far as like what you're going to be doing with this new podcast, it's for people to listen and not only pay attention as far as for some of these things that people are going to be able to share that has actually made them successful, but in such a way that if people apply it to themselves, we all can do something, because even the word impossible says I'm possible. So that right there is what motivates me. And my question today, Roberta, would be what all these questions that you're going to be asking some of your guests in the future. What is some of the stuff that if you were kind of interviewing yourself, as far as what made you tick, what gave you that passion to not only explore, but to make that extra effort to do something that maybe you haven't done before previously? What was it really that got you over that feeling to where you actually made a move about that? Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the question. Uh, well, what made me finally make moves? And well, I think one of the things I was blessed with is an open mind. And I nurture my own open mind. Be open to new things. And I think that's what is the leading gift toward being successful, is to be open to new things, and also to rest with the fear that comes up. By rest, I mean just let it be there and let it turn into inspiration and power and energy, rather than letting it drag you down and put you back to bed. So part of the things that made me be able to do this was to search my soul, search my mind. When the internet appeared in my life, I mean, I searched and searched for teachings that would teach me how to live and how to open my mind, so I started off with that. And then, life happens, all these different things happen. And, I got to becoming a grandmother. And it was like, all that stuff, everything that I did, it serves me now. So, it all just kind of came together, and I'm brave. I admire people who are brave, and I emulate that. That's what I want to be brave. So. That's, yeah. Did that answer the question?
Absolutely.
I tried.
Yeah.
Yes, you did, Mr. Pacino. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you
Amazing.
so much.
Amazing.
And, thank you so much for showing up. It means a lot to me. I appreciate you being here. Does anybody else have questions? Somebody asked me something.
Gil, did you have?
It's Cleo.
Yeah.
Hi, Cleo.
I don't really have a question. I just wanted to just express how excited I am for you and your podcast. I heard you, talking about it in rooms before, and then to see it now and see it come to fruition is amazing. So I'm super excited for you and what's to come. Can't wait to see it. Keep doing what you're doing. You're amazing.
Thank you so much. I feel the same way about you. I love to watch what you're doing also. So thank you, Cleo.
So I got a question for you, Miss Roberta.
Okay.
What would be one of the most significant challenges that you faced in your career, that you overcame, that you want to share with people?
Well, I think I felt like not deserving at some point of not being good enough. Not that I wasn't perfect enough to go out and try to do something. That was a huge one to overcome. I realized at some point that I was perfect just the way I was, just the way I am. We all are, and to spring off from that is amazing, and that it's very, very powerful. So I think that to constantly be working on trying to improve a self that doesn't need to be improved. It'll take your life. I've seen that happen to so many people where they just spend their whole life miserable trying to be somebody they're not. And so I learned that. Somehow I was gifted with that. And as soon as I realized that I didn't have to take all the energy of my life and spend it trying to change who I was, then I embraced who I was. So that was it. That was the big moment, the big change, the turning point.
I love it.
Exciting.
I love it. And, I think this is something that we talk about all the time is, you have to be able to believe in yourself. And even yesterday, I was having a conversation with a young lady, and she's like, I don't know this. I'm not good at that, this, that, and the other. And I said, look, it's not about the skill. It's about the will. Are you willing to press some buttons, learn some new techniques, and retool and restructure, especially with this AI, especially with this Web3, where how good did it feel, Miss Roberta, not to have to worry about getting behind a Zoom, getting your hair ready, getting your clothes ready, everything of that sort. You were literally able to jump in here as is and be able to create something that's completely different than Zoom, completely different than an audio LinkedIn room or a fan base or a Clubhouse room, any of those social audio rooms. This right here was absolutely amazing. I don't even got no hair, and I felt good to not have to get up and do anything.
You know what?
Absolutely
That was
amazing.
really huge. It is huge because there's been a couple of times I was going to a VR event that I was like, oh, I gotta start getting ready, and then it just dawns on me, wait a minute, I don't have to get ready for this. It's a time saver, I guess. And I mean, it doesn't seem like that big a deal, but it is a big deal because getting ready for something like that, making sure everything's perfect, your clothes are perfect, your hair is perfect, is stressful. It takes time and it's stressful. So I don't think that's the reason to get into, VR, but it is an added benefit for sure. So yeah, I love that.
Awesome. Awesome. So, for any of the up and coming inspiring artists, right, what advice would you give them as we move forward?
Oh, I would, I don't think most artists are involved in VR. And I think it's like a mess now. You have to
Well, it
Be
doesn't even much have
around.
to be VR. Just in the real world, 2D world, 3D world, with your experience and your massive, artwork that you've done that's been amazing, for somebody that's an up and coming artist, what advice would you give a brand new artist?
Oh, a brand new artist that's just starting to keep going and keep practicing and do it over and over and do your work do it for yourself, like what you love, and don't try to create something for somebody else to love. I would also say something I learned from a film teacher that I had years ago. You can't rush art. I mean, art just sort of just comes and blossoms. You just gotta, be patient with your art and let it happen and don't try to push it. Um, that's what I would say. You can't rush art. Just and keep on going. Stay with it.
I love it. I love it. Anybody else have any questions?
Thank you. Thanks for the applause.
Ask a question here
Yeah.
on everything else in my life happening here. Roberta, you talked a lot about the influence, kind of, the art that you have done, and the biggest thing that I always come back to is, you have a background in theater. You actually have a master's in that. I'll let you actually explain the technical term of what that is. But over the course, like when you were a young woman, maybe late teens, early 20s, where did you see your life going? And, if you could tell that person to, like what you know now and tell that person then, what would that advice be? Because I kind of heard you share earlier about your self-love journey, which we all go through, and it's such a beautiful thing when we kind of realize to do it for ourselves. So take it away, Miss Roberta.
Yeah. So, well, even younger than 20. Actually, before there was the fame that entered my family, that my friends used to kid me that I would have the Roberta Pacino show. And I'm like, I'm looking around this room, I'm like, oh, that is so strange. But I mean, I had no, I would tell my 20-year-old self that, like, you can do it. You've got, you're beautiful, you're talented, you're smart. You don't have to listen to anything that tells you that that's not true. And if you start now and you believe in yourself now, your life will be phenomenal. I would tell myself that, and I would hope I would listen. So I think I simplified my life. I didn't go for my big dreams. And I would say go for it. Go for your dreams. As young as 20, if I would have started then, I think I would. I'd be paying. I'd be a better artist for sure. So yeah. So I would say start now. Don't be afraid of how young you are. And just do it. I mean, I was so scared when I was 20. I was scared of everything. I just wanted to feel safe. I wanted to get married and have babies and feel safe. And that didn't do it either. So yeah, be independent. You don't need anybody to make you happen. You can make you happen. So let's go back in time.
But that's awesome. That's awesome. Did anybody else have anything?
I'm curious how this will work. Can you explain how the podcast will work?
Okay, so how the podcast will work, I'm going to let David explain it, because David is or Tara, I don't know which, either one of you would explain the tech, because I'm kind of depending on them right now to explain it.
Yeah, so David, yeah, absolutely. So, as we are live right now, Everyone can watch us live in the actual metaverse, utilizing their phone, their laptop, their iPad, or their VR headsets. And then also we have this streaming live on all of our platforms, from LinkedIn to Facebook to Twitter to Instagram to Twitch and all of those platforms. So not only can people come join it live and watch it, but we're also going to have it replayed in her actual studio as well all week long until her next podcast that she's going to have some amazing guests on. And so this definitely takes, us being able to up the experience where you don't have to go and, tell people, hey girl, go to my Spotify and listen to my podcast. And we all know you're not going to go download that Spotify. Not only that, we don't want to compete with Kevin Hart and Kim Kardashian's, podcast. And this creates a different experience, whether people want to come in here and just listen to it as they normally do, or if they want a visual effect. But it also allows Miss Roberta to showcase all that she does, unlike the crusty, dusty, 2D screens that we're looking at now. And it just creates a completely different immersive experience, including the benefits of having her guests come in here and visit and do their actual podcast with her. Whether they want to join Zoom, the screen can be shared as well. And so there's multiple different options that, at the Hello LLC, we have been able to, do it ourselves. And so we're doing it for other people, especially that you guys know we have our How To Tuesdays, our Wisdom Wednesdays, and our Hello Pivot, Thursdays. So we're still working out majority of the small little minor kinks that happen here and there. But this is the future. And this is where everybody has to realize that, this 3D immersive experience is where we're going to, just like some people go to Target, but they don't go to Walmart. Some people go to the movies. Some people like Netflix. It's just the experience. And that's what we do is we, have a done for you system of building your experience and, more importantly, building your foundation. And that's where we started with Miss Roberta, was her Biz in a Box, her updated website that I'll have Tara put up here in a bit, where you guys also can be able to go and check out all the amazing things that Miss Roberta's up to, especially if you guys missed our live broadcast that we had last week of her brand new mug, coffee mug that she has with her brand new painting as well, that I would love for, once we get it pulled up, for Miss Roberta to share a little bit more about that. But this Biz in a Box has been redesigned and updated to her liking and things that she wanted to add. And that's the great thing about the technical side that we do at the Hello LLC, is that, you're great at the training. You're great, as Miss Roberta is, at her artistry and what she does, but the transaction is not her best cup of tea. Just like a farmer is great at growing the fruit, but the actual farmer is not at your local store, selling the potatoes.
Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, ma'am.
Roberta, I can hear you, but
I can
the
hear
host.
you. I think David's
went
sound went out.
Am I back?
Okay. I thought
I'm sorry. Am I back?
So,
Can you hear?
Tara,
Can you guys hear me?
Do you want to continue talking about the tech?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me now?
Absolutely, we've all been audio. But yes, I've shown Miss Roberta is her did a rebrand for her, so you guys can go check out the new rebrand. And she's showcasing not only her AI video but her artwork collection. So now you guys can go in and check out each and individual art piece that Miss Roberta has painted. The cool thing about it, guys, is it has each name on here, which is, I think, is kind of cool, because I like the names that you have come up with, Miss Roberta. But yeah, so you guys can jump in here. Here's the beautiful, colorful cosmos that she painted for her grandson. So you guys have to go out and check that one. And I just skipped over her newest and latest, which is the Garden Gathering. So you guys go check that one out. That's the mug that you guys saw in the podcast. She's got some other things out there as well. And then if you're interested in going and add it to your collection, jump in, shop her Etsy store. She's got everything up in her Etsy store. If there's something that you can't find that you just absolutely want, I'm betting you $100 that if you pinged Miss Roberta, since we're such a tight community here, she would probably create that item so that you could get it and then others could get it as well. So go out there. She's always open to suggestions and ideas, of course. If you need some custom framing options, you can have right there. Or if you want Miss Roberta to do a custom commission for you. So if you guys have something that you want her to paint, that just like she did the colorful cosmos for her grandson, that was a custom commission. I believe her daughter-in-law and son asked her if they would, she would produce one for his room. So, and you can click here, and it drops down a whole bunch of more options here to go ahead and shop and check out. And the beauty about that is now you can visit her in Metaverse. You can go out to robertapacino.io and click on her storefront. Or come in here and drop in here, which you're already here. So that is another easy way to drop in here if you guys want to come check it out after this case. And then the Kiss of Fame podcast. Of course, that's what we're here today discovering and listening into. But this will allow you guys to drop right in here. You can listen live, become a guest. If you want to reach out to Miss Roberta and become a guest, you can do that right here by clicking this button. And then if you just want to enter in here and watch it, we will have this podcast up and running. So if you want to come back in and watch it, and every time there's a new podcast that comes out will be updated and running in here. So essentially jump in here, watch that, check it out, and I'm sure that Miss Roberta will be putting this on some other platforms that will be hosted through her Business in a Box as well. And then you can always contact Miss Roberta right here for any custom commissions, inquiries, anything that you're looking for on that. If you're looking to future-proof your business, make that pivot with D Hello LLC. Allow us to help you pivot from Web 2 to Web 3, get your foundation set up. You can click that button right there. And as we always state, guys, this is about community. And when the tide rises, all boats rise. And so when you guys go through there and allow us to help you, Miss Roberta will greatly thank you and appreciate you for that. And don't forget to go get her free calendar. This is a digital copy, so you can put it on your phone. That is her famous piece of artwork up here that you guys have probably seen a multitude of times all over Web3 as she is sharing that. So go out there and get your calendar. And then last but not least, as what we have been doing all day today is meet the beautiful Roberta Pacino. And I will just have to say, Miss Roberta, the picture on the left is my favorite of all. And I know you're like, what are you looking at? That would be your picture, ma'am, not your AI avatars. And so, guys, jump in here, check out her artist mission and her artist vision, and just read a little bit about her life here. And then, bada bing, bada boom. If you need anything else, just reach out to Miss Roberta or us, and we'd be happy to help you guys. So I hope that answers the question, Ms. Tinks. I know we kind of went off a little bit there, sharing the technical side as well as the Miss Roberta's new rebrand on her Business in a Box.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Thank you, Tara. We can hear you now, David.
Sorry. It helps if your phone is plugged up. Thank you, love. That was amazing. But Miss Roberta, is there anything else that you would like to share, or a question that you wish we would have asked, all last night? I hope that when this person asked me this question, I got this. You got something you want to share with us?
Well, I just want to ask you to explain, like, if somebody is going to be a guest with me, to explain to them a little bit about what their experience will be. How they'll, yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, that's where they need to go into your Biz in a Box and book a time that works best for them to join you on your actual podcast. And then what they can do is they can join by simply clicking 4 buttons and joining you in your actual studio, in your Hello Plaza studio right here, where they can turn on their mic. And even if they want to show their face, they can. Or they can be able to join you on a selected, stream that we'll utilize where they can showcase their face, and yet we'll still have it in here. They have the option to go live, or we can pre-record it just like we did your actual recording today, and then we can set a date for it to go live as well. So with this Metaverse, it allows us so many different options to implement and be able to create this experience that, we all really want at the end of the day. You know, how easy was it for some of you guys to click that button on Miss Roberta's, you know, Biz in a Box, and boom, you're into the 3D immersive world from your phone, your laptop, and then even your VR headsets, especially if you have enough internet to be able to do everything. So that's easy peasy breezy.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And so without further ado,
Fabulous.
does anybody else have any questions or anything they want to ask?
I definitely
I
had
want
one
to
more
say,
question. I'll
Go
go
ahead.
after whoever just spoke.
Oh, go ahead, Gil. Yeah, go ahead, Gil. What you got?
I want to say that it's very amazing what you are doing here. I myself right now in Israel, and I'm participating here with you, and it feels that I really, really with you. It gives you the possibility to join you and to see everything and to be with you. It's like the difference between watching TV and being inside with you, and this is it's like real life, and it's a great thing that you are doing here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. And I love that. I love that you're here and you're so far away from where I'm at and you're standing in the same room with me. So that's just so awesome. Thanks, Gil.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mexicali, you want to ask your question?
Yes, thank you, sir. Roberta, I was going to ask, as far as your future guests, what is some of the questions that you personally have been itching to ask? You know, as far as when you have your guests on, what is something that you're already looking forward to as far as asking them, and what is it? You know, whether people share. What is something that you're really looking forward to not only asking but also learning yourself from some of these guests? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very interested in, what do they want from fame? And if they're not famous yet and that's what they want, what are their expectations of it? And then if they've already experienced some, what is that experience? Is it, is it all pleasure or not? And I want to know that. I want to know from, there are different experiences coming across people who are very famous and also from people who have been in the spotlight and then aren't any longer in the spotlight. What's that like? And those kinds of questions. I'm like interested in like deeply in their experience of on the road to recognition. What's important to them? I mean, what is what's important? Is it the work they're doing? Is it being known for their talent, or is it just to have a zillion followers, or that kind of stuff? So yeah, and then of course the flow will change depending who's sitting there with me. But yeah, those kinds of things. Are those scary questions?
Those are actually some of the most beautiful things to ask somebody, because that really does give you that insight that we all want to get motivated by. So thank you again, Roberta. I definitely appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to hearing the podcast. And I already know it's going to be great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, it's going to be great.
So, Miss Roberta, do you want to share with the people, when's your next podcast and who your guests are, if you want to release that?
Well, the next podcast is in June, the mid-June. I don't remember the exact date, but the second Saturday or third Saturday in June. Yes, next month, and it's with you and Tyler. Kevin and Tyler are going to be my first guest, and I'm going to ask them all these difficult questions. And I know I'm going to get really answers because they're perfectly, suited for these kinds of questions. And they're entrepreneurs, and they're so respectful. Yeah, I think I think that they're striving for the highest goals. And so, yeah, come in, listen to it for sure. They've got a lot to share, and we're going to have fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We look forward to it. And so, without further ado, guys, does anybody else have anything they want to ask before we get out of here? No? All righty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we want to thank you all for joining us today in the Hello Plaza, in Miss Roberta Pacino's studio, where you guys need to come back. We're going to be able to build out her entire gallery, also, and add some additional things. If you guys haven't went up underneath the water, you definitely will see that she has a whole bunch of real estate to be able to implement and utilize this space, including her storefront, that if you haven't visited that, definitely go and take a visit at our storefront as well. We got Miss Cleo, we got Miss Marilyn, we got Mr. Chef Andy, we got Astonishing Pearls, and so many other businesses that are joining us in the Hello Plaza, because once again, and we'll say this loud and proud, there's enough abundance for us all. There's no need for anyone to be number one. When we all collaborate, when we all come together, we will understand that we're moving in a new wave and a new technology. And that requires us all to get out of the old mentality of you do you, I'ma do me. Let's see who gets to the top and let's compete. The only competition is time. And that's the one thing that we continue to remind people, that time should be our only competition. And that right now is what we have an abundance of utilizing this metaverse, implementing AI, more than just ChatGPT, more than just Gemini, but in all areas of our life, whether it's business, whether it's our personal life, whether it's our relationships. The time is now for us all to be able to restructure and rethink how we're utilizing and how we're living our lives. And we're now being able to live in the greatest time ever as we transition into this whole new world and implementing this new technology. So we appreciate you guys coming to join us today in the Hello Plaza, in the with the Hello LLC. And we're definitely looking forward to more Kiss of Fame podcasts. I know Miss Cleo has some podcasts coming. We know Miss Merlin Clark has some podcasts coming. And so this is just going to be an abundance amount of information that you guys stick around the campfire, because this is just the beginning. Miss Roberta, do you have anything you want to close out with?
Yes, thank you all so much for being here. Watch and listen to my podcast. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Tara and David. I love my studio. And you come back again soon, because I'm going to put a gallery. If you go down the steps, so that's where the gallery will be. And I'll have all my artwork there. So, yeah, thanks so much.
Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So until next time, you guys know the drill. Love,
Kindness,
integrity,
but most importantly,
commitment,
and consistency.
and until next time, toodles.
Toodles. Thanks everybody for being here.
Bye, everybody.
You're great.